What's up, Achievers? Today we're going to go over everyone's favorite exercise, the bench press. Alright, so the bench press is probably the most well-known of all the upper body compound exercises. And for good reason. It hits your chest, your triceps, and it builds better total body strength than almost any other pressing exercise. And so in today's Technique Tuesday, I hope you go over exactly how you want to perform it, how you want to grip, where your feet should be, if your chest should be arched up or not, and all those little details. And so the first thing that we want to figure out is when you're lying down on the bench, where the bar should be in relation to your face. And what we think is that the barbell should be directly in line with your eyes. We think that the eyes are a pretty good guideline in terms of where to position yourself underneath the bar, because let's say the bar was a little bit lower at your chin height or so, more than likely you take the bar off the hooks, and then as you go through your bench press, you'll find that you're really close to the hooks and the squat rack itself, and you might run against them, which would impede your path a little bit and also make for obviously an inefficient lift. Now the second part is going to be your grip, where to actually grab the bar. And we recommend starting off directly in the middle of the bar, and then from there sliding your hands out. And we like to be a little bit outside shoulder width here. So start there, see if that's comfortable for you or not. We don't want to recommend a super wide grip, nor a super close grip either. Somewhere a little bit outside shoulder width tends to work out pretty well. Now after you grab the barbell with the grip width that you want, what you want to think about doing is actually getting your chest up as high as you can towards the ceiling, and also pulling your shoulder blades back and down together. Now bench pressing, floor pressing, dumbbell bench pressing, these are really the only times where we actually recommend getting your lower back into a state of an arch or extension and getting your chest up towards the ceiling. The reason we want this is because it sets your shoulders in a better position. If you can get your chest up, it allows your shoulders to stay back. If your back is flat, more than likely your shoulders are going to want to round forward as you descend down into the bench press. Alright, so from there you've got your grip width set, and also your shoulders are placed down and back, and your chest is up, arched in a good position. So let's talk about where to position your feet. There are really two options here. What we really don't want is to have your feet and lower body be totally relaxed. Even though it's an upper body exercise, having your feet be in the right place can really serve as a really good anchor for you to set up a good foundation in order for you to actually then lift the weight up off your chest. So the first option would be to bring your feet in so that your foot is directly underneath your knee. That has a good stacked position and also gives you good leverage for you to then push into the floor. The second option is to actually bring your feet even a little bit further back so that you're on your toes. And that really places a lot of stress and tension on your lower body, your quads, your hip flexors, and can potentially minimize some energy leaks. So try those two variations out, see which one works better for you. Not one is better than the other, just choose the one that feels comfortable and strongest for you. And now from there, what you want to do is lift the barbell actually off of the hooks. And I want you to just pause in this position. And ideally what we want to see is the bar, your wrist, directly over your shoulders. And so from here you want to hang out for a second and then slowly lower the barbell down towards your chest. You don't want it up too high. Ideally, we want to get it down towards your sternum level. In terms of elbow position, we really like to have your elbows tucked as you lower the barbell down, and we like it to be about 45 to 65 degrees away from your midline. There are going to be a lot of bodybuilders out there that really recommend having your elbows up be really flared out, especially in this sort of 90-degree region, and they'll say that it really helps you to develop your pecs. And while it's true you might get a little bit more pec activation by bringing your elbows out wide, we also think that it's going to be really detrimental for your shoulders in the long term. When your elbows are up this high, it places a lot of stress on your ligaments, on your tendons, and it's also just not a really good leverage position to be in order to press a lot of weight. So from a leverage standpoint, if you were a basketball player and you have to throw a basketball really quickly to your teammate, your elbows would most likely be in really tight and not out here. If your car broke down in the middle of the road and it was in a ditch of some sort and you had to push it out, again, more than likely you keep your elbows in tight and push like this. If you're to push a sled, same thing. You would never push this way because this is just not good leverage to be in. So it's not good leverage for you to develop strength with, and it's also potentially injury causing. So those are the two reasons why we really recommend keeping your elbows tucked in tight. Now, as you lower the barbell down, ideally what we'd like to see is having your wrist stacked directly over your elbow. So we want that forearm position to be vertical, and we also want that bar to be at your sternum. We don't want it too high because again, that'll probably lead to your elbows drifting up too high as well. Okay, so back to the bottom of that bench press. Again, ideally that forearm should be vertical, and then from there, pause for a split second, and then press the barbell back up. And the trajectory is gonna be not straight up to the ceiling, but slightly diagonally back, because we wanna get that bar stacked directly over your shoulders, again, to be set up in a good position from a leverage standpoint. And so that's about it. So the key takeaways here are, number one, try to get your eyes directly in line with the barbell to start. The second tip is to get your grip about shoulder width or a little bit further apart. Step number three is to lower the barbell down with your elbows tucked to about a 45 to 65 degree angle. At the bottom of your bench press, as well as the top of your bench press, you should be perfectly stacked. Your feet shouldn't be out in front of you, but they should be pulled back either in a stacked position or pulled back even a little bit further to create a little bit more tension on your quads and your legs. The last piece is that the bar should travel in sort of a diagonal trajectory. So it should come down diagonally as you lower it down towards your sternum, and as you push it back up to place it directly in front of your shoulders, it should also push back diagonally as well. So if you're learning bench press for the first time, what we'd really recommend is start light. Start at about a 5 or a 6 RPE, rate of perceived exertion out of 10, and from there slowly increase weights each week, maybe 2.5 to 5 pounds total each week on the bar. Keep the reps low. You don't want to do 10, 11, or 12 repetitions just because your form might start to break down. We really like to recommend 5, 6, or 7 reps or so to keep the quality really high. So I hope that video helped you out. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Please hit that little thumbs up icon below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, peace, love, and muscles.